Hey team, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at 5 mistakes beginners make when they start boxing. Before we jump in though, make sure you like and subscribe. Right, let's dive into mistake number 1. Okay, so mistake number 1 is focusing too much on power. So neglecting all the technique you've been taught and focusing too much on power. Why shouldn't we do that? Well, let's have a look. So here's Dars throwing her backhand. Even though she knows how to throw it, she's loading up on it. She's all she worries about is the power. And as she does that, she completely neglects technique. So as she throws it in, completely neglects it. Again, boom, good, and again. Okay, not only do I see that punch coming a mile away, she's off balance. It means she can't throw anything else. And we'll talk about this later on, she has no defense. So she wings it in and misses, she's now off balance. Because I've seen it coming, I've moved, I've defended it, she's off balance. Technique's gone, she's unable to throw another shot, she's in a very vulnerable position. So let's have a look at another punch. So that might be her right hand. What about her lead hook? She starts winging that in as well. No technique, just winging it in. Trying to land it as hard as she can. Then she misses. Now she's suddenly off balance. She can't throw another shot. She's let her opponent in for the kill. So first thing is concentrate on your technique. So when throwing the backhand, turn through. So we'll do the left hook. When throwing the left hook, turn through the hips, pop. And again, pop. Good, come around. And when throwing a backhand, it's exactly the same. Power comes from these legs. Power comes from the rotation. Power comes from driving through the floor. So with a backhand, make sure the power starts at or from the floor and drives through the backhand, pop. Good. And again, drives through the backhand, nice and straight. Now if she misses this, boom, she's still in a position where she can snap it back, defend herself, and maybe even punch again. So don't be caught concentrating too much on power. That is mistake number 1. Okay, mistake number 2 is neglecting defense. Now, there are 3 crucial times where neglecting defense, you'll pay the price. 1 is just before you attack. 2 is while you attack or while you punch. And 3 is once you finish your attack or once you finish punching. So let's set the scenario. Hands down for me, just so we know, is anything below the chin, all right? So when I say hands down, don't necessarily mean here. Hands down to me is this, all right? So hands up position here or obviously here. Okay, so the first thing Darcy's going to do, she's going to want to come into range. Now she's going to neglect all defenses, hands and head movement. So as she comes into range of her hands down, she's in position for me to let my shots go. She's an easy target. She's there to be hit. This time, even if she doesn't move her head and she comes into range with her hands tight, as she steps in with her hands tight, she's a target or a harder target to hit. Pop, pop, all right? So she's nice and tight, I can't get anything through. That's one way where she doesn't neglect defense and she comes into range. The second way would just be as she edges in, just moving her head off the center line. So as she comes into range, she'll just move her head off the center line to start moving straight away. Good, perfect. So straight away, she's not neglecting defense. She's using either hands, head, or sometimes both there. So that is the first mistake that I see, is neglecting defense on the way in or to set up your attacks. 2, whilst we're punching, we looked at it just a second ago briefly. Darcy's throwing the left hook. So we come into range. Okay, and we see this a lot. As she throws a left hook, or as our opponents throw a left hook, their right hand drops. So from here, their right hand drops. All right? Problem with that is she throws it with her right hand down. She leaves herself open for a left hook myself. All right? So if I time this right, pop, pop. And again, hit me, pop, pop. All right? She leaves herself open, completely neglecting defense as she punches. If she keeps her right hand up, obviously this happens. Boom, boom. All right, she's in a defensive position. Another way is when we throw the backhand. Again, these are all very common mistakes. I'm just showing you what happens if you do neglect them. Okay, so if she throws the backhand and drops her lead hand just below the chin, as she throws it, she's left herself, that's his throw wide, she's left herself open. All right, and you think, oh, do you know what, she's probably in a safe position. But if your opponent starts seeing that and counter attacks, as the right hand comes up, boom. All right, and again, as he or she sees the right hand come out, there's going to be a right hand over the top and you're going to get caught right on the chin. Lastly then, when we finish punching, we neglect defense. So we might land 2, but if we take 3 on the way out, we've lost that exchange. So what does that look like? Firstly, let's have a look at what it looks like if she neglects any form of defense, hand or head. So she'll throw a right hand left hook in this scenario and she'll bring her hands back to just below the chin. So right hand left hook, and then her opponent counters straight away with his or her right hand left hook, and it's a sitting target. This time, once she's thrown a right hand left hook, she's just got to move her head twice, just roll twice, and then look what happens. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? I've now missed. She's landed twice, I've missed twice. And if you want to go a step further, there's a counter attack there. 3 times people neglect defense and pay the price before they attack, while they attack, and after they finish attacking. That's mistake number 2. Hey teams, you can jump in real quick to tell you all about my Learn to Box online system. If you want to learn the fundamentals of the sport from the comfort of your own home, then check out the link in the description. The online system will take you through all the fundamentals of the sport, take you through all the fundamentals of punching and defending. It will also show you tactics against different styles. It will also show you how you can attack the body and other great combinations that you'll need as you progress through your boxing journey. If you like the sound of that and you want to start your journey today, hit the link in the description and get going. Right, let's dive back in. Mistake number 3 is holding your breath while you're punching. This is a real mistake that most beginners make. Once you get a bit more experience, you tend to not even think about this. But starting out, holding your breath when you're punching. You're so eager to throw punches, to land punches, to throw hard punches, you completely forget to breathe. All that happens is after a few volleys of punches, you start to go lightheaded and you start to tire very, very quickly. Your muscles aren't getting the oxygen that they need and things become very hard very quickly. So we need you to breathe whilst you're punching. And how that looks, I mean, you might hear people sometimes make noises when they punch. Again, that is helping them breathe out. It's also tensing their abs as well. But breathe out when you punch, all right? So if Darcy's throwing a backhand, I expect her just to breathe out as he punches. Good again. Good again. Good again. Okay, so every time she punches, she's breathing out. So not only is she now regulating her breathing, which means that she'll be able to throw more and last longer. If just throw it nice and slow, if I was going to counter and catch her here, her core is tight because she's breathing out, which means it's a good chance she's not going to get dropped by that body shot. So there's more reasons than you think to breathe out. But practice it when you're shadow boxing, even if you think you sound stupid. So important that you just start practicing breathing out when you punch, all right? Some people think it's because it makes the punches harder or sound faster. But it's not, but if that helps you, that's fine. Just make sure you do breathe whilst punching. Okay, mistake number 4 is footwork. So again, as beginners, as novices to the sport, we're really interested in throwing punches and we're real keen and eager to let them shots go because that's what boxing's about. It's about throwing punches. Yeah, it is, but you're not going to be able to throw punches if your feet aren't in the right position. You're also not going to be able to defend punches if your feet aren't in the right position. So when you're punching, your feet have to go with you. Before you punch, you've got to have a good shape and a good base. So Darcy's going to adopt a normal stance first. Normal stance. Okay, so feet are nice and wide. Now, real narrow, so bring that back foot right up. Okay, hands nice and tight. You can already see she probably feels off balance straight away. Any sorts of shots that land when she tries to defend, going to knock her off balance. Any nice and tight again. Any straight shots, any hooks, she's not got a strong base to defend that, which means she'll try, but they're going to knock her off balance. Not only that, from that position, go real narrow, try and throw a backhand. Right, and again, she's in a real poor position to throw any punches whatsoever. Now, this might look extreme, but I see it. The other thing I might see is as they step in with their punches, bringing that right foot round. Sometimes the right foot, well, I say the right foot, I should say back foot, bring that back foot right around. Sometimes ends up in front of that lead foot. But if nothing else, they're square, they're a big target. And you try punching and defending square on, it's very, very difficult, if not impossible. So, having your feet in the correct position whilst defending and punching. Now, if we're attacking with the punches, your feet need to come with you. Simple combination, double jab backhand. Watch Darcy's feet. I'll go back. She'll come forwards. Pop, pop, pop. Good. One more. Good. So you can see her feet are with her. They finish, or they start and finish, exactly the same distance apart. They're with her, they're underneath her. She's got a shape. She can punch, she can defend, and she can look to go again. Always in a position, like I say, to punch and defend. So mistake number 4 is neglecting footwork. Work on that footwork. Keep your feet beneath you. Make sure you take them with you when you punch. Okay, mistake number 5 I see is either skipping recovery completely or not having enough recovery. If you're just starting out with recovery, then we need you to get plenty of sleep. 8 hours a night is exactly what we need. That's when your body's going to recover, going to repair, and going to ready itself for the next session. We need to make sure you're taking the right foods on before you train, after you train, and during the day. Take on enough proteins, enough fats, enough carbohydrates to make sure that you're fueling your body ready for the next session. All of these things are going to help with injury prevention. Now, if you get injured, can you train now? You could be out for days, weeks, months, years, depending on how bad that injury is. So the right recovery is going to help you prepare yourself better for the next session so you can give 100%. It's also going to prevent any injuries that you will pick up or could pick up in what is a tough sport. So don't neglect your recovery. Okay, team, so that's the end of the video. I hope you got lots from it. If you did, smash the like button and subscribe. Make sure you check out the links in the comments box below and check out our Learn to Box course. But don't go anywhere just yet. Jump on to one of these two videos.